joined by Podge1300 to some, Podge1300 to us, a guy we met through a Warzone tournament a couple of months back. So welcome, Podge.
Thanks for having me.
More than welcome, man. So straight into it, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am currently a streamer on Twitch, and I basically just stream. I used to dabble in tournaments, like you said, Warzone tournaments, but taking a bit of a break since the PlayStation came out, and I'm just streaming a lot of Cold War right now, but that's basically it. I'm trying to dabble into YouTube a bit, but, you know, time is money right now, so struggling to do that at the minute, but yeah, that's basically it.
And have you always been a gamer?
Oh god, yeah. I've since day one. I remember playing COD 4 with my brothers on split screen and getting destroyed every time. I think they were cheating the whole time, but always getting destroyed. Yeah, they were 100% cheating. But since day one, probably when I was too young to be gaming, but yeah, since then.
And so what's your earliest gaming memory?
Probably, actually not playing COD 4. It was probably Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in my godmother's house when my cousin was playing it, and they just wouldn't let me play it. I was probably way too young to even be looking at the game, but playing that, and one of the first Red Dead Redemption games was Red Dead Revolver. My dad had, I think it's on the PlayStation 2. I can remember that as well, and that game was just great. I can barely remember it, but main memories were from COD 4 split screen. That they were something else.
COD 4. I actually never really played COD before Warzone, to be honest. I was never much of a first-person shooter of that type of thing. I was like a main Halo kind of guy. San Andreas was some game. Jesus, that was wicked.
God. I actually need to. You can get it on the PS5. I need to get it again. It's very good.
I think I've probably have it about 4 times. Really, truly. So where does your handle come from? Because Podge1300, explain that.
The funny thing is, there isn't much to explain. My nickname in school, I had a lot of nicknames because, as you said, my second name is a fish. So, but a lot of the time I used to be called Podge. So that's really where it came from. And the 1300, believe it or not, was just because Podge was taken. So I went with 1300 because even my emails and everything like that is 1300. I don't know why. To be honest, I've always been trying to think of a different name, but the Podge is kind of stuck. So that's really it, to be honest. There's nothing more to it.
Childhood nickname brought forward.
Yeah.
So to get back into it, you've obviously been gaming quite some time, but what got you into streaming? Why and when did you start?
I actually started, it was the Black Ops 4 beta, and my friend wanted to watch me play it because he didn't have it. So the share play wasn't working on the PlayStation 4, so I figured out that you could stream straight from your PlayStation, and I kind of just stuck from there. Now, I've always wanted to do something. It was more, I used to always go for YouTube, but this seemed easy to just do it straight from your PlayStation, so that kind of stuck, and a few of my mates started watching, and I just kind of fell in love with it from there. Just being able to turn on a button and do what I love and show other people that I'm loving just playing games kind of hit. And I started getting into watching a load of streamers, kind of mix and match. I don't really have a love for one streamer in particular now that I think of it, but it really went from there. And then I started playing Fortnite and COD, and yeah, I just fell in love with it, to be honest.
And when did you start, like, streaming properly?
Properly, like, technically the start of this year I'd call properly, because I did stream a bit of Fortnite. I did get it on PC and streamed it a bit, but it was like a stream here or there it was nearly once a month at that stage. But I properly got into it, looked at it, got schedules up and what I should be doing, and got equipment for it, like an Elgato and everything. It was actually probably the end of last year, November, December, so nearly a year at it now, properly.
And when you started into it, how would you go about the initial setup? You obviously went and bought some gear, but what was the process there?
Well, the first process was getting a second monitor because I was stuck with one. And that was a head wreck. I used to rob the other monitor from our office downstairs from my parents, and they'd give out hell to me for robbing the monitor. They just didn't have a screen for their computer, and they'd never used a computer. But the second I robbed that monitor, they wanted to use it. It was typical. But so I went out and bought a proper monitor, and then the next problem was obviously trying to stream from the PlayStation. So I went out and bought an Elgato. It was just a standard podcasting mic, and then I bought a webcam. that was really it. I had the PC already, so I kind of upgraded that a bit. Got a few parts off my friend. He kind of did it because they're a whiz at it. I'm a bit of a rookie when it comes to PCs. I kind of just get everyone else to do it for me, but that's kind of really it, and I just kind of went from there.
I know a fella now another YouTuber who gets referenced significantly on this channel, Harris Heller even. He initially started streaming games with just the Kinect connected to the Xbox. Yeah. So like there's an avenue really there for anybody to try and do it if they want to do it. You know, there's from €30 to €3,000 if you want to spend it. Speaking of gear that you bought, what's your current setup?
Again, I remember you saying this to me, and my reply was I don't know fully, because the story behind it was a present when I was in TY, which was only a couple of years ago, because I'm only 20, funny enough. But it was old parts from my now sister's husband's old PC, because he's been huge into it from the get-go. So again, I don't know much. I know kind of my graphics card, like I just kind of have the standard. I think it's a GTX. It's a GeForce GTX 1060. And then that's really it. Like, to be honest, like I have an Intel Core. It's an i5 actually. I thought it was an i7. I'm looking at it now. To be honest with you, I'm kind of cheating. But that's really it. Like I got a new RAM and a new CPU, which just popped out in my head. I'm not gonna lie, off my friend for a steal, because he's big into it. But I've kind of been getting hand down parts, if you get me. So what's in my PC, I'm not actually 100% sure, and I came a bit ill prepared, but I thought the story behind it was kind of funny. So it was nearly like, I'm actually the youngest in my family, so I'm nearly going into that, getting everything handed down to me as well. It's still going on, even though I'm 20 years of age. But
it's not always the worst situation to be in, especially if
to be honest,
pick up PC parts and stuff.
Yeah, it came in very handy, but it's nothing it's nothing out of this world. It's kind of just the basics, to be honest with you.
And then we'll say your external equipment. What mic do you use?
It's called a UM900 podcast mic. Funnily enough, again, I'm very rookie to this, and my friend recommended a mic to me that was like 200 quid. I said no straight away, because I just spent money on the Elgato and all this. So I found it on a YouTube channel, and they said it's the most basic mic to start out, but it's the best mic, because it was only I think it was only €80 at the time, but it has the arm and everything. But it's a UM900 podcast mic.
UM900, you recommend that then to anybody that wants to?
Oh god, yeah. I've had this for a couple of months now, and like, it does the job, to be honest with you. You wouldn't think. People thought I was coming into my stream and thought it's a Blue Yeti, which is kind of mad to me, but it does the job. I definitely suggest it to people.
Oh, we've watched obviously your streams a few times and whatnot, and it does. It sounds very good on it.
Yeah.
What camera do you use, as a matter of interest?
It's again, I just popped out in my head, so we get out the little box like I got out for you earlier, which it is a Logitech. It's a Logitech C920 Pro HD webcam. I have a head like a sieve, as you've probably already figured out, so that went straight out of my head because you asked me that just before this, and I forgot straight away.
I also have a Logitech C920.
Yeah,
like, it really is the one that everybody gravitates towards.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
actually
don't have
great
to spend big money on it.
Yeah, it does the job, to be honest with you. It's all you could want.
There's a couple of other options. There's the Evertech have a new one out, which is supposed to be the bee's knees. It's like a 4K or 1080p 60 mod, like a 513. I think Evertech 513.
Yeah.
Logitech have, of course, the Brio and the StreamCam.
Yeah, I've been looking at them ones actually.
There's a couple of good options available for everybody. That's your PC setup, but I know you have a PS5, so I want to know, how was your experience, your next gen console launch experience?
I really want to say very bad, just so people don't feel it's bad, but it was, to be honest, it was amazing. Unfortunately, obviously, there was no midnight release, so I got it in Smith's actually at about, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning. The queue wasn't even that bad, but brought it home and I got the digital version, so unfortunately I couldn't just hop a disc in and play straight away, but started playing that Astro's Playroom that's installed with it while I was installing Cold War, and it was great. The controller's vibrations and the haptic feedback on the triggers are just, it's out of this world, to be honest. Now, it doesn't play a part in every game, but the vibrations, like when you're walking on glass or sand, you nearly like you feel it in your hand. So it's actually great, to be honest with you. It's so big that I had to get a dresser from the other side of the room and pull it up beside my desk and plonk it on it because it was just way too big. But to be honest, it was great. I feel privileged nearly to have it.
I know you've watched a couple of our videos, so I know you know my feeling on the actual physical console itself. I don't like the look of it. There's something about it that's just a personal thing, but the controller to me does look really interesting. How do you find it? Like, obviously it's not so far removed from a PS4 controller as it would be from an Xbox controller, but there are differences, of course. So how do you find the controller?
I actually find it very good. At first, it did feel a bit weird because it's like a slight bit bigger, but it's very similar to the PlayStation 4 one. But I actually think I prefer it just that small bit because even the grips on the backs, which are them triangles, squares, and O's, I think are on there. It does feel good in your hands. It does take a while to get used to because it is that bit big, but it feels normal, to be honest. It just feels right, to be honest. It's nothing too special about it. The grips are nice on it, but it's just a good controller. When you have small hands like me, though, it is a bit of a struggle at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, it's something you'll always get used to. Holding a controller in your hand. I know a lot of people make the jump from, we'll say controller to mouse and keyboard. Do you do any mouse and keyboard, or are you strictly a controller guy?
I do a bit now. I used to play a bit of still kind of dabbling in it a bit of CS:GO, and well, to be honest, it's really just CS:GO or Among Us, obviously. But I think anyone can play mouse and keyboard with Among Us. I do, and I'm not that great at it at all. I've tried my hardest, and it just doesn't fit with me. I do need to sit down and strictly go for it, but I'm more just like the controller in my hand is just it's natural to me at this stage, to be honest. So it is hard, and I'm not too good at it.
I suppose when you're like us, maybe who've been console gamers for longer, it's far easier to think about a controller. Like I do play MMOs with a mouse and keyboard, like Warcraft and SWTOR and that kind of stuff. But anything else is strictly controller. Has to be.
It has to be
any other way.
Yeah, dead right. It's just it's too natural to you, you know what I mean? So it's hard to transfer over to the mouse and keyboard.
And outside of Cold War, then on PlayStation, what else are you playing, or what are you looking forward to?
I have to play the Spider-Man, the PS4 one. I downloaded it on PS5 because I actually haven't played it, and I was looking forward to the Miles Morales, and it's like, right, I'm gonna buy it straight away. And then I thought, sure, I haven't played the first one, so that's a problem. I also have never played God of War, so I'm currently playing that. I'm only like an hour in, so I'm playing that on the PS5. But I do want to get Assassin's Creed. I used to be a big fan and then dropped off, obviously, like nearly everyone else. But it does look very good. The other one is the new Harry Potter game that's coming out in the new year. That one looks amazing, to be honest. But that's really it. Obviously, Cyberpunk too. Actually, I nearly forgot about Cyberpunk. I'm tempted to get that on the PC, but I think I kind of have to get it on the PlayStation 5. The fact that I have it right here, so Cyberpunk and the Harry Potter game are probably the main two.
Just so you know, if you pre-order Cyberpunk on Stadia, you get a free Stadia. Just throwing that one out there.
Okay, I did not know that. That's good to know.
nice plug for Google there. Going back to Assassin's Creed, because we've had this conversation between the Grumpy Bros. What's your favorite Assassin's Creed?
You hit me with that one now. God, I feel scared to answer that. It's between two, and it probably is a bit of a one is Revelations, because I think it was a nice send-off, and one's Assassin's Creed 3 Brotherhood.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, now it's a bit of a different one because I think, what was it? I haven't played that in years. Was his name Connor in it?
Yeah,
I think Connor. Okay, right. I'm a true fan, so I don't know what it was with that game, but it was nice. It was a bit different, and I just felt the combat and it was good. But like, I could throw up the first game, the second game, and if someone came at me with it, I'd be like, fair enough. To be honest, I anything past that though, when you get into Unity or any of them other ones, I'm a bit like, I don't know.
I have a lot of love in my heart for Black Flag. But not the Assassins part, the pirate part of it. Rogue as well. Rogue was the one that came out in 360. Was like the Irish guy was the main character. But I really, really, really love the three that have Ezio
Yes, that has to be.
And I kind of roll them in as one game because it's a continuation of the one character. But yeah, no, I mean, look, Assassin's Creed. I did play the one in Egypt for a while. Didn't really get into it. Yeah.
Oh, I did even. I saw that come out and I went, I'm not even going to look at that game, to be honest. It just doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed.
As the lads say, it's just a bunch of nonsense thrown onto the screen, and you just have to flip around the map doing a bunch of stuff, collecting feathers and all that jazz. But yeah, no, look, to be honest, I do think the new one looks really good, and I think I will give it a shot a little bit further down the road when it drops in price and CD keys.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I might give it a go. It's not what I want, but it does look good, to be honest, so I definitely will give it a go as well.
Is there any other games that you play from or remember maybe from your childhood that your childhood's like you're super old? You're only
it was only a few years ago, to be honest. Need for Speed games was another one, actually. I used to play a lot of Need for Speed. I think there was a period where we had like 6 of them in a row. I think it was from Need for Speed. I can't remember the name of it. It was I think it was called Pro Street. It could have been. There was like that. There was Pro Street and like Hot Pursuit and a few of them. It was like the second Hot Pursuit. We played them religiously. I don't know what it was. I used to love cars. I'm kind of out of it a bit now, but I used to love Need for Speeds. I don't know what it was about them games. I hate them now. I tried to get one of the ones recently. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel right to me. But Need for Speeds was probably another one, and that's Ratchet and Clank games. Actually, that's definitely another one. Used to play them from a young age. You've never played Ratchet and Clank?
Never played Ratchet and Clank. No.
You're missing out. I think I've played every single Ratchet and Clank except for like one of them. Still, that's another game I'm looking forward to. Is the new Ratchet and Clank. I say that will be amazing. It does look very good.
I had a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 3, but I never actually bought any games for it as such. I bought older games that I wanted to play again. So yeah, I never really got into the Ratchet and Clank business. My platformers were nearly always like Sonic and Mario.
Well, that's fair enough.
I'm that old. Like,
yeah,
I'm old enough to remember when Sonic 2 came out. So
yeah. They were good games, to be fair. So I don't blame you at all.
But no, I guess one of my favorite memories from when I was younger, which is a game I don't know if you'll have a way to play it, but it's worth looking into if you're anyway into it. SmackDown 2, best multiplayer game ever.
Yeah. No, I've never played it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably hit you in the soft spot.
My heart. My heart.
My bad.
So you're obviously streaming regularly enough. What motivates you to keep doing it?
Recently, obviously, probably with what's going on in the world right now, it is hard to stay motivated. And I think nearly every person could say that about anything right now. I say the one thing that does keep me going is the fact that small chance of actually blowing up and doing something with it is there. And it's always there, no matter who you are. It is always there. And, I know personally I'm not doing things right. I should be doing this or that. But the fact that it can happen out of the blue, or, preferably I'd like to work for it, but it's always there, and there's always ways to get to make a living out of it. And the fact that is always in my head, that there is always that chance. So why not actually give it the go? Because if you don't give it a go, you won't know, to be honest with you. So that is probably the main motivation that keeps me going. The fact that I know it's a possibility.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, if you want to sing and you have a chance to go on X Factor and you don't take it,
yeah, you won't know.
You won't know until you do it. I mean, like the biggest streamers in the world, they didn't all suddenly drop in with 10 million subs like that. So
no,
yeah,
you definitely didn't see Ninja just appear out of nowhere with 10 million. No, you had to work for it. You wouldn't think it, but they all did. Everyone did. Of
course, and they still do.
Yeah. Oh god,
every day,
Yeah.
But you're right. It's that one stream or that one video or that one piece of audio or something could be the thing that skyrockets it.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you stream specifically?
Mainly COD, to be honest with you. That's the game that, as I said, was one of the first games I ever played. and I've played every single Call of Duty since then, without a question, more or less non-stop, regardless if I think it's bad or good. Even if it's in Infinite Warfare, I've still played loads of it, regardless. But mainly COD. Now, I do dabble in other games, like Last of Us Part 2, when that came out. That's actually one of my favorite games. Believe it or not, I love COD. Last of Us, that's a game that sits with me. So when I played that, I played through that on my stream, the whole thing, probably over 2 days. I just banged it out. But if a game does come out, I'll straight away dabble into it. If I enjoy playing it, I will stream it, to be honest with you. It's nearly, even though you should be thinking of what will work, what doesn't, at the end of the day, you have to be happy what you're streaming and what you're playing with. So, but it is mainly COD, to be honest with you.
Infinite Warfare, that was the one with the like jumpy spacesuits.
It was the last one, yes.
Kevin Spacey was in it, right?
That was Advanced Warfare, actually. That was the first one that went to jetpacks. Kevin Spacey was in that. And I actually love that game, I'm not gonna lie.
Which is the one that was online only? There was no like single player story or anything.
Oh, there was no campaign. That was actually Black Ops 4, which didn't have jetpacks in it, believe it or not. Right. Yeah, was it? Yeah, it was Black Ops 4. It didn't have a campaign. It was very odd.
Do you remember a few years back when Tesco had the great big sellout and they stopped doing all the games and DVDs and everything?
Yeah.
I went to the local Tesco here and I bought so many Xbox One games, and I'm fairly sure if I look up there properly, Black Ops 4 is up there, still in its wrapping.
Oh god, yeah, that was probably
amongst other things, I think.
Yeah, there's probably loads of games there with wrapping still on it.
Yeah. I'm a big collector of physical media, but I only play about 4 games. So
I used to be at that at one point, but now I've kind of just gone all digital, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, the digital. What are you doing for, actually, now that we're onto that, expanded storage? What's your position on that?
It's annoying, obviously, but you know, it is what it is. It has to be done, and you know, PlayStation are kind of helping it. You know, I don't know the exact details, but my friends used to be telling me that it's not the end of the world. It's not too expensive. I haven't done anything to get storage. Yeah. You know, I kind of just got the few games and I'm concentrating on them games for the minute. You know, as I said, I only really play COD anyway, so it doesn't harm me too much. But again, it is annoying. I did think there would be more storage on it, but then again, look, it is what it is, to be honest with you. So I probably after Christmas, after you know the poor run comes through, I will probably look at getting an external hard drive.
January sales, perhaps. The digital comes with, is that the 500 gig or a terabyte?
Oh no,
or 800 something.
800-ish. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of the number there, because technically I think it has a terabyte on it, but with all the stuff they take away, you know, I don't even know what it is, but it comes down to 822 or something.
Don't quote me on it, but I think there's a specific list of certain NVMe drives that you can swap in and swap out to expand the storage, but they have to meet certain criteria, which is far better, I will say, than the way Xbox is handling it, where you have to buy, you know,
their
proprietary storage.
Yeah, it's
for exorbitant prices. That's the one thing I always hated about Xbox, and I'm a big Xbox head. Yeah, I've had every variant of Xbox down through the years, but it's always been up until the Xbox One, where you can plug in a USB 3. It's always been some kind of proprietary storage with the memory cards, and then the expandable. The Xbox 360, the thing on the top that you pulled off. And got a 500 gig one and plugged that in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, big props to Sony, who are at least making it some way more.
Yeah, they're at least trying to do it.
You know, consumer friendly. Getting back to the streaming, because I'm actually really interested in the way you approach it. Do you have a strict schedule?
I usually don't. Now, I usually kind of do go off at about 11, half 11 because of work in the mornings. But the days that I don't have work, which are Thursdays and Sundays, so on a Wednesday and a Saturday, I call it my long stream. I do widen it out. And to be honest, it depends on what I'm playing. Like, if there's 10 of us on Among Us or something and we're just loving life, it can go on to 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. It depends. Well, you nearly lose track of time at that stage. So I usually do keep a strict schedule. Because of work, I wouldn't say if I didn't, I'd just play all night. But them other 2 days, I do call them my long streams, and they do widen out a bit. Yes.
And when you're playing, Do you tend to play with the same group of people all the time, or?
Actually, no. Well, mainly, kind of, yes. It's a weird one. I do play with a lot of different people. If I'm playing COD and I'm playing competitively, I have 2 friends that I always play with. If I'm playing COD and I'm playing casually, there's loads that we could play with. If I'm playing Among Us, it's a different group altogether, which has loads of people in it. Then if I'm playing Rocket League, is actually another game I forgot to say to you that I used to play a lot. I still kind of do a bit. I'd be playing down with another 2 friends, but it is sometimes it does happen where the groups combined and we do play because everyone knows each other. It's all from school, to be honest. But it is usually the real answer is yes, but technically no, because it's always different people. But you could see that everyone played together. Like that could happen. That makes sense.
No, perfect sense. Is there anybody that you've we'll say met online through gaming that you play with outside of your original friends, we'll say?
Yes, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There is that I've met through gaming that live near, that didn't go to a different school, that my friends introduced me to. Like I have one on the top of my head, and he only lives about 10 minutes away, that I met him through gaming, through one of my friends, because they were friends together. And then I've been friends with him ever since. And there has been people I've met in England. I can think of in Advanced Warfare days now. I don't talk to them anymore. I think they grew up on me. But definitely, yeah, there's been a few, and there's been a few that I've still talked to. There is one, he lives in Limerick, actually, funnily enough, that he came to my stream and started talking, and then he started just watching non-stop. And now I do talk to him a lot and play with him a lot. And it gives me some abuse, but I think that's just the person he is. Yeah, like I've been talking to him ever since. I've been playing with him ever since. And I've never met him in person because this was in the middle of COVID, of course. But yeah, definitely loads, to be honest. It's a great thing.
Just to backtrack on something there, just you said you play a good bit of Among Us. All of the Grumpy Bros have Among Us, but we've never played it.
You need to make that happen. It's actually a very good game. It's hard to get everyone on at the same time. It's the main problem because it's so much people playing it, but I need to make that happen. I want to see how you play that game. So I think
you set it up and we'll play.
Okay, Grant, you give me everyone's names and I'll make sure they're on. No problem. They have to have brownie points off their partners or everything, cleaning it all morning if they're off, and then they're all going on.
So when you do go about streaming, what does a typical day look like?
Well, like a whole day really is. I do go to work and I come home around 5 o'clock. I usually go for a nap. It's typical enough. I'm only 20, but I usually go for a nap before. And I have dinner, and then usually at around 8 o'clock I do come up, see who's playing. I actually wouldn't know what I'm coming up to stream, funnily enough. Sometimes in the day I would know with my 2 friends when we play COD a lot. We will be texting during the day. We're going on 9 times out of 10. It's a yes now, but I'd usually then just come on, see who's on, and then kind of go, right, I'm playing that game, so I'm gonna start the stream straight away, and then I join them and we'd play. But nothing really too mad. It's work, eat, nap, eat, stream, sleep.
Speaking of work, how do you manage the work-life balance?
At times it's hard because I'd come home and I'd be very tired, which I feel nearly privileged saying that because I'm lucky to have a job. A lot of people nowadays don't have a job because of COVID. I haven't lost mine at all. I've had it the whole way through, but it's been fine. It's nearly given me a structure without having a structure, because usually you be going doing stuff with your friends and stuff, but it does give me a structure, so it's been fine. It took a while to get used to it. It took a very long time, and I'd be going, right, I'm not streaming today, I'm too tired. But regardless if I'm tired or not, I'd always go on and stream. We just take one thing of G Fuel, and I'm happy out.
G Fuel, there we go. There's some G Fuel money. And I suppose, look, speaking of COVID, because it affects everyone, how have you managed personally and professionally?
Personally, it was weird because I remember I started out the year because I've been working since I left school, and I used to just work. I felt like I never had a social life. I'm only 20. Why am I going out with my friends? They'd always say, "Oh, you come in here." I'm like, "No, I'm working." I was like, "All right, I'm making it my means to go out and be my age. I should be going out. They're all going out in college. That's what I should be doing. Like, I'm not mad on nights out or anything, but I should be doing it, and I do enjoy it." And then COVID happened, so that went straight out the window. So It's been fine, you know. Obviously, like everyone, there's dips in everything, you know. Motivation to do anything. You know, I've gained a lot of weight. I think a lot of people can say that. And it's been fine. Recently enough, actually, I was in hospital because my appendix got taken out, which was an experience because I've never been in hospital ever for myself. So no one could even go in with me. But it's been fine. Like I've been lucky amongst others because, you know, when COVID happened, I was working like mad. You know, it could be 80, 90 hours because what happened with, you know, the toilet roll situation and everything, it was a bit mad. But I've been lucky. That's the way I like to word it. I have been lucky because I have had a job and I have had structure to my life, other than some who've been laid off for months, not knowing what to do with themselves, which some do like that. But I say most people at times it isn't good. So it's been fine. I've been lucky.
I myself work in the hardware and building supplies industry. We were at home for about 2 weeks, and it was awful.
Yeah,
I the first week was fine. You know, it was grand because it was like a week's holidays. But then there's only so much time you can spend in your house, not doing anything. So, although I did play an awful lot of Warzone, so you know, there is that. And did you find that you took to streaming more over the course of it, or?
I 100% actually, to be honest, because the way I looked at it, more probably excuse for my parents to let me play more, was this is how I meet my friends. This is how I, you know, talk to my friends. This is the only way I can socialize as such. Well, I'd say 110%, because instead of going, oh yeah, I'm going to meet my friend, they're going to do this, well, we're on lockdown. I've tried to, you know, we've all done our bits to try to, you know, stay with the guidelines and stuff. Obviously, I think everyone could probably put their hands up that dabbled a bit, but I've tried to keep it as strict as possible. And so, right, instead of going, right, I'm going to see this, right, I'm going home, I'm going to stream. That's what I'm doing.
And is your ultimate goal to go full time?
Oh yeah, 100%. When I was a bit younger, it used to be I wanted to be a YouTuber. Funnily enough, now I've seen how that's gone, so that's kind of gone out the window. But it is something I want to do. But it is definitely, and I don't think I've actually told many people this, but a person I do look up to a bit is, funnily enough, KSI. It does seem very strange, but there's only one reason I do, and it's the fact that he goes out and does something he loves, even though he's never done it before, the likes of boxing or rapping or anything like that. I'm not saying he's anything amazing at any of them. I'm not going to even go into that. Everyone has their own opinions, but he does it and he proves people wrong because he likes doing it, and then he works his hardest to do it. So I actually kind of want to do that. Like, I want to do streaming and YouTube and stuff like that I want to get into, but ultimately, if I had to pick one, it probably would be streaming. Definitely. But I do want to do as much as possible. It is always going to tie into gaming, to be honest with you. But, you know, at one stage I want to be a pro COD player. You know, that's still in my mind, but that's never going to happen. I'd rather do the streaming. I've looked into it. So, yeah, the ultimate goal would be to stream full time, yes.
Have you had to deal with any online trolls?
Not really, other than that the person I met online, which was... I met him through the stream, and he's from Limerick, and he'd be an online troll, but I know him, so it's kind of him just being him. But I've actually been blessed with it because, you know, most responses to things I do have been very positive. The tournaments was probably my main success, and my friends have always said try to stay away from it because you kind of want to focus on yourself. You don't want to be known as a tournament guy, but I do like doing it. I really enjoy it, so I am going to keep doing it, but I have taken a break just with the new game and whatnot. But no, actually, yeah, I've been blessed a bit.
I guess moving on within the same realm, but moving on to a different section of it, you have the likes of PewDiePie, Dr. Lupo, and Pokemon or Pokemani or whatever the hell she calls herself, changing the way they take donations from the fans. Do you think that's going to change things for smaller streamers like yourself going forward?
So no, like, I don't know the full extent of the way they're doing it, but at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of there's always going to be a streamline to get money from streaming. There's always something, if it's sponsorships, if it's donations, or whatever the hell people are doing nowadays to try to get money. I won't even go into that, but I don't think so, because if you really put your mind to it that you want to make money from this, there's going to be a way to earn money. You know, if it's the like of getting subs or whatever it is, it's going to be a way to do it. But like, there's always money there. It doesn't seem like there is, but there is always something there. You know.
I think the way they do it, and again, don't quote me on it, but Pokemon and PewDiePie limit their donations, I think, to $5 or so. And I think Dr. Lupo donates all the donations that he gets to charity.
Yeah, I have heard that actually. Yeah, now that does ring a bell. No, like, again, with Dr. Lupo, that's a great cause, to be honest with you. You know, it will affect it because people are like, right, that's going to charity, I'm going to donate to him. That's probably where people are coming at, that it might change it a bit. At the end of the day, if it is for a good cause, why not? You know what I mean? The limiting donations, it probably could be, which is going to sound a bit mad, and I kind of understand it, is could be limiting it because if someone donates $1 and they get the message up or whatever, and they're so popular, it probably will be annoying to try to read every $1 donation. You know what I mean? So it is understandable. It is annoying as well because, right, I have to at least donate $5. But, you know, there is always other ways to try to help out. You don't always have to donate to, you know, people like them. Watching them is always going to help out. And same with everyone. But the Dr. Lupo thing, it's a good cause. So it's a good thing.
I suppose there's a bit of a difference between, well, like, obviously you do stream on Twitch. We don't, or we infrequently. There's a huge difference between the likes of, say, Dr. Lupo and PewDiePie and, you know, yourself, and then us, who you won't even see on the screen if I was to, like, widen it out. Let's be straight about it, they're not stuck for $5.
No.
God, no. That's kind of, I suppose, look, they have now the capacity to take those donations and give them out to whoever or wherever or what direction they want to do it in. It's a completely different aspect for somebody, not specifically you, but somebody in your situation at your level who's maybe trying to build a brand. And if you were, for argument's sake, taking donations, you would probably take that and put it straight back into the channel.
Exactly, yeah. To be honest, because of the size I am, I haven't made much from it, but always in my head is, what can I do to improve it? If it's, you know, new overlays, that was probably one of the biggest things I had to try do and spend money on. And looking at that, it's like, I'm spending so much money on an overlay, but I was like, in the long run, this will do me good. So that's the great thing about it. So when you're donating to a small streamer like that, 9 times out of 10, obviously there is the exceptions of some people, when you donate that money and they have that small bit of money, you know, say they eventually get their first Twitch payout, which is $100 for say, they're gonna invest that back into the stream, ways to make it better, because in the they're thinking of the long run. If they're really into it, they are thinking of the long run. So it does really help.
Or you could take that $100, for argument's sake, and buy a new camera, or buy some lights, or buy a theme tune from someone on Fiverr, or anything like that. Like, $100 sounds like it's not a lot, but if you're in the situation where you can't stay throwing your own personal money at it, and people do want to give you donations, I mean, putting it straight back into the channel with something that's in the long run only going to improve it can never be a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest with you, you're always looking to improve your stream, and that is a lot. It is actually a lot of money if you really think about it. Because the likes of Fiverr and stuff, that even getting emotes or sub badges or anything, it does always help.
And speaking of music on Fiverr, the DMCA takedowns, have you been hit by that at all?
No, because from the get-go, I have been using like non-copyrighted music. I always type into Spotify NCS without a question. My friends are like, but Jerry, you can use any music. I'm like, I'm not taking any chances. I don't know what it wills with me. I just was so used to using it. And you know, when I did stream Fortnite a long time ago, I used to make like stream highlights, and I always used NCS. Always put all you had to do was put the description into your bio or whatever it was, or you know, the links into your description even. And so I actually wasn't hit at all. Like I think they were sending out emails, so I didn't receive an email. So I'm guessing I'm okay. I could not be, but yeah, to be honest with you, I was okay. And I used to use KSI's music a lot, actually, funnily enough, because his words, you could use his music whatever way you wanted. Some of it, not all of it. So I've been fine, actually. Thank God. Well, fingers crossed. I touch wood. I am okay, because I don't know, but I should be fine.
I know we use Streambeats.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, Streambeats. Yeah, that's very good. I think I'm just in too much of a habit of just typing in NCS. I hear the same songs every day, but sure, look.
There. Look, it's repetition is easy. And again, if people hear the same thing over and over again, they associate it with your brand. So
yeah,
it's never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Do you think Twitch will survive?
Oh God, yeah. To be honest, you know, if you look at it, will they survive with this stuff going on? Yes. They're such a big brand that unless a lot of big streamers just, you know, have a thing with going against Twitch because of what's going on, which is still a possibility, they should be fine. Like if you look at the likes of Mixer who tried to compete with them, that just burned and crashed. You know, and I think the only thing I could see competing a bit would be YouTube streaming, but other than that, they should be fine, to be honest.
But say now, for argument's sake, if Amazon just turned around tomorrow and said, bang, turn it off, where would you go for streaming?
Probably YouTube, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do like what they're doing there. Obviously, you know, YouTube is annoying, but I don't know it really, but I feel like for the streaming there is a bit of, they're not as strict. I don't know. Yeah, probably when you re-uploads after, it probably would be, but I'd say YouTube, to be honest. I don't see myself going to Facebook gaming. I don't think a lot of people do, but I do like what they're doing with that, and it is handy. I think Toast actually, I don't know if you know Toast. Yeah. He streams off of Facebook actually. It does very well, to be honest with you. But it probably would be YouTube, yeah. But I'd make any means. If I had to be anything, I'd do it.
Is there anything that you'd like to see Twitch do to make streaming easier?
They are doing a very good job, and I have thought about this a bit. A million people would probably say there's so much they could do, you know, but they are doing a very good job with the likes of the affiliate. It can be, the average viewership is hard to get that status, but you know, I think maybe they could try do something else other than it's affiliate and then there's partnership. Maybe they could have something in the middle. I don't know what you could do, because it feels like even if you have the statuses for partnership, I think you have to like nearly sign up for it, and then they still have to accept it, because then they say like there's a proper contract involved. So I think you have to minimum get to that standards of the average viewership and whatnot, and it's still not guaranteed, which is kind of, I'm not actually sure. I could be wrong with that, but I think it is. So it is kind of hard. But to be honest, they are doing a very good job, you know, helping out even the smaller streamers with the likes of the affiliates and stuff. It's never impossible to actually get there. You can work on it, but no, they're doing very good.
Have you looked at your statistics? What do you know, kind of what your averages are? And
yes, and they're very bad at the minute. To be honest with you, I think it does come down to, which I'm not even pushed by it at all, is I'm streaming so much that it is hard to keep the average viewership up. Like when I got the affiliate, what got me up was I was doing the same. I was streaming way too much, and then even I did the tournaments, and there was tournaments where the average viewership was, you know, it could have been 20 or more, and you know, which doesn't seem like a lot of numbers for others, but for me that was like mind blowing. But I still didn't get it. You know, the average viewership for affiliate was 3, and I was there like, I had like 30 viewers last stream at one stage. I thought it would proper bump me up, but then I just took a break for a few days, and then I came back and I just had it. So that is why my statistics are pretty low at the minute. You know, my, you know, streaming hours are skyrocketed. I'm streaming that much, but it doesn't faze me. You know, it'll come, but I probably could stream a bit less. But I love it too much, to be honest.
Well, if you love what you're doing, keep doing it. But you obviously worked very hard to get to affiliate. How do you feel about the fact that you can buy it essentially now?
Yeah, I only heard about that the other day, and I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I understand it. I understand it from Twitch's perspective or whatever. I know there's different things you could do to get it from different. I don't even know it exactly, but I don't like it because personally, for me, I had to work for it, and then you can just buy it. It just feels. What's the point? But then again, you know, even if you get affiliate, it does mean nothing. You might not get any subs if you don't work for it. So, like, I'm not overly pushed about it, but it's annoying in one sense because I could have just bought it. But then again, it does nothing for you. Even if you buy it and you have it, doesn't mean you still have 0 viewers if you don't work for it. You know what I mean?
Probably somebody from your own perspective, the fact that you're used to doing the work and putting in the work now means that you to get to a partner, Twitch partner, to get the partner, that you'll continue to put in the work. Whereas somebody maybe who just turns around tomorrow morning, buys affiliate, they're not used to managing the hours or trying to curate the content, and that perhaps they'll stagnate and they'll just see maybe 1-2 subs or something like that. So I guess something like, it's what they say, if you're handed a position of power, you know, if you work for it, it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're dead right, to be honest with you.
If you sit down and watch Twitch, who do you watch, or what do you watch?
This is going to be a very funny answer, but I love streaming, but I'm not a huge fan of watching streams. I don't know what it is. Now, there'll be certain streams and, you know, certain things going on. Like, I would watch a lot of COD tournaments when they were on Twitch. They've kind of moved to YouTube now. I wouldn't really say I overly love anyone. Like, I love Tim the Tatman, but I don't go, right, I'm going to watch his stream. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I don't have time, but then again, I can always make time. But not really anyone. I kind of watch Scumpy a bit for COD, you know. If he's doing scrims or if he's practicing, I do watch that a bit. But I actually don't watch streamers that much. You know, even if it's my friend streaming or something, I hop in, I'm like, I don't know what it is. I love streaming, but when I go to watch someone, I'm like, I don't know. It's very weird, I know.
Do you watch much YouTube? Obviously outside of the Grumpy Bros.
Yeah, I only watch the Grumpy Bros. No, I do actually. I've fallen off a bit because I used to stay up really late just watching YouTube. I think everyone falls into that. I do watch a good bit of YouTube. Like I watch, you know, the Sidemen, or I actually watch a lot of YouTube. I could sit here all day and say how everyone I watch, but I kind of have fallen off a bit. But yeah, I would gravitate to watching a YouTube video over a streamer, unfortunately, which is very odd.
I find it difficult personally to sit down and watch someone play a game because I could use that time to play a game.
Yeah.
But I'd easily sit down and watch Iceman Isaacs explain the best loadout in COD, or I'd watch, you know, Steve Burke from Gamers Nexus tell me how to overclock a 5700 XT, or you know, I'd even watch Linus tell me how terrible the latest Apple product is.
Yeah,
but that's it's a personal thing. Like watching somebody play games, I guess we're probably more used to watching YouTube than we are Twitch as well. Maybe the next generation that comes after us, because I know this was a big, there was an episode on South Park about it actually, where Ike was watching people play a game, and Kyle, even though he's only a few years older, couldn't understand it. And that's kind of the thing. I see now certain family members, they're only 10 or 11, and they watch people playing Fortnite on Twitch as opposed to actually playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that.
No, I don't play Fortnite. I've played Fortnite once. I killed one guy. That was it. I don't know what the hell was going on. But it's the same. I mean, you're watching people play when you could be playing. I find it much easier to sit down and watch a YouTube video about certain things.
Yeah, no, I'm actually the exact same. But I do see it going more towards Twitch's way in the future for the next generation. That feels very weird for me to say. That they're going to gravitate towards Twitch more than anything. I do see it happening. I can envision gaming, like actual sitting down and gaming and watching people gaming is the next. I know it is the next big thing, but it's going to be the even bigger thing. I can see it happening, and I know it will happen. I have a feeling, but yeah, I think it will go towards that way a bit.
I'm going to take you by surprise now and insert a quick fire round.
Oh god.
So, fingers on the buzzers, please. What is your next equipment investment?
Lighting, definitely.
Lighting, okay.
Yes. 100%. I don't know what it is, but it would be lighting.
Some kind of lighting.
Yes. If it's a lamp, I don't care. I just need lighting.
What kind of phone do you have? There we go. Bit of tech question.
iPhone 11.
iPhone 11.
I don't know why I had to think about that.
Have you ever thought about, going off aside, because I know there's a piece of software that you can use actually to use your iPhone 11 to stream with. Have you ever thought about using that?
Oh god, no.
No?
Well, actually, I have, yes, because I remember having ideas of like doing like hide and seek in like real life and do like streams of it, but how to do it would be a bit hard and stuff. I have thought about it, but really kind of no, I haven't. Probably
Elgato, I think it's Elgato. I'm not sure it's Elgato. They have a piece of software you can set it up instead of your actual webcam. Use. I know Harris Heller again. Harris Heller, Jesus, I must do nothing but watch Harris Heller. No, he did a video on it, and he recommends it for anything past, I suppose, the iPhone 10 and above. He recommends it. Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time?
That's a very tough question. I don't see it, but I envision it as being a full-time streamer, 100%. If it's gonna happen or not, I don't know, but that's where I want to be. So I am seeing it. If that makes sense.
In your mind's eye.
Yes. If I can see it, it will happen is what I say, but that doesn't mean it will happen, but yeah.
If you were going to be stranded in a house for a year, what game would you choose to play? Only game you can play.
Does it count if I say Call of Duty, like in general, or do I have to pick one call?
Pick one.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's a very hard question, and I think I am going to go for Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in a Warzone tournament. You're in the finals, and it's absolute clutch. It's trios. Who are your two teammates?
Oh, do I say their names? Yeah, I've got to say their names.
No, you can. Yeah, fire.
Yeah. It's my two mates that I still play with is Ross and Killian. We've been playing with them two together for a good while on COD, so the 110%, like without a question, I'll pick them two.
Right. If you had to pick a game from the opposing brand, Xbox, that you can't get on PlayStation to play, what game would it be?
I'd probably just say a very standard one, but I've never played it. It's Halo.
Right.
I know you can get the I know you can get it on PC now, the like collection of them, which is giving me no excuse to not play it. But I've always wondered what it would be like. I've never ever even touched Halo. I know it's a very bad thing to say, but yeah, probably Halo.
Yeah, Halo's worth looking into. But, there's plenty of people out there that have never played Halo. It's one of those things that if you like, I know people who've never played Haze or Killzone, which are obviously PlayStation exclusives. It's one of those things. If you've been with a brand, you're going to maybe not delve into the other brands.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Destiny?
I have. Yes, I used to play. I actually did get the second one, and I played it for like 2 hours, and I didn't play it again. To be honest, there was nothing necessarily wrong with it. I don't know. I think I fell out of love with the game, but I used to play the first one a lot. Don't ask me loads of questions about that though, because I can't remember Destiny a lot. When it came out, I bought it straight away. I remember that. I don't know, just seeing the game, it looked really cool to me, but I did, yes.
What monitors do you use?
I have two, and I can't remember one of them because this one's very old, and I got it for a present. It's an Asus, and it's a BenQ 144 Hz. I can't remember the exact name of it. I actually don't even know. I only got that one recently. Yes. I'm trying to think of the names. I actually can't. I know that one was a present, and that one was a while ago, so Jesus, my head is like a sieve.
Up too late watching the boxing.
Yep. Definitely.
So if I'm on Twitch, right, and I am scrolling through people who are currently live streaming, and I happen upon Podge1300, why should I stop?
That is a very tough question, and there's a million answers I could say. I could say, you'll enjoy it, you'll love it. I'm bubbly. I don't know. Oh, I'm a pro at this game. But the one reason I will say, and it's for more right now, is I want to try to create a community as such. It's like a safe space that you can always come on and play with people you don't know and meet new people. That's what I want to try create. So if you're joining the stream and starting to chat and get to know me, like again that person I said that I met in Limerick, the end goal could be that we're playing together non-stop and I'll know you for years. That's what I want to try create, is a community. So you coming into it is starting that, you know. Obviously you need people to start a community, so you're helping what I want to try to build. But you're also, if you want to meet new people, new friends online, you know, online can be a scary place. That's what I want to try create. And it's also a safe space to try get away from especially now what's going on with the rest of the world. I want to try to create that, and you let your mind loose into my very weird personality that I have.
Well, I will say that both myself and Verdansk from the Grumpy Bros have dropped into the stream on occasion, and it is good crack in there, so it's well worth checking out. And I guess that about wraps it up. Thanks again for coming on, man. Much appreciated.
I loved it, actually. It was great. Do it in a heartbeat again.
Well, maybe when you're massive and making all that big Twitch money, you can give us a shout out.
Oh, bring his with me. Yeah, bring his with me. You are stuck with me, even if you don't want to be. You're here.
I think we'll probably arrange for a Podge1300 Grumpy Bros gaming session at some stage, which is something to keep my eye out for.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's gonna happen.
And with that in mind, we'll wrap it up. Links to Podge can be found in the description, along with links to all our socials. Leave a comment below if you have any questions for Podge1300 or the Grumpy Bros. And as ever, hit the thumbs up if you liked the video. And be sure to subscribe to see more amazing, brilliant, curated content.